known for. But yes, it is true. We have a great acronym.
It's a great acronym, beyond the fact that it rolls nicely off the tongue, it you know it it. It doesn't relate to education. I think of school desk, but
it can be confusing. I have noticed. That's
but
true.
you do many wonderful things at the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen. But getting people to sit at desks is not one of them.
No. I actually use a standing desk, so it's even more confusing. So.
All right. So tell us about your organization, where it is, and as you speak, people should remember to go to thegreatgive.org online, where you can pick out a desk. It's under D.
It's under D. It's actually under downtown. So if you start typing in downtown at thegreatgive.org, you will get there very quickly.
And thereby you can support this wonderful organization and help it. Win some of the special prizes the foundation is giving for a number of new givers, or there's a whole array of them. But Steve, first tell us about the organization and how you came to it, and what makes it so essential to New Haven, and what moves you about it?
Sure. So for those who don't know Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen, we have been around since 1987, so we are not exactly a new kid on the block. We serve around 4,000 people over the course of the year, and we do that through two flagship programs and a few smaller programs. The main program is what's traditionally called a soup kitchen. It's our evening meals program, where we serve dinner 5 nights a week to people who are experiencing homelessness or living in poverty, can't make ends meet for whatever reason. And that goes on Sunday through Thursday. And on Friday and Saturday, our partners, the Yale Community Kitchen, YCK sometimes called, serve during the school year. And then our other major program is a weekly food pantry. We're serving upwards of about 150, 160 households each week, providing groceries to people, again, who cannot make ends meet. And then we have some smaller programs that we do. We do a senior lunch once a week over at the East Shore Senior Center as a partnership with the Department of Elderly Services here in New Haven. And we're doing a summer mobile pantry again this summer as a way to kind of fill that gap that's left by the summer meals program, not having food coming out of the schools during the summertime. So we have a lot of different things going on, but the thrust of what we do isn't just food. We always say with our dinner program in particular that food is what brings people in the door, but we're really looking to create so much more, particularly by connecting people to an array of other services, to health services, to case management, outreach services. If they are on the street, then we want to connect them to someone from Columbus House or Liberty Community Services. If they are in need of connections to health services, we want to connect them with Hill Health. We want to connect them with Project Access. So those are the sorts of programs we're doing these days.
When people come in, and is evening the key word? Is there a lunch program?
So the only lunch program is our senior lunch program over at the senior center. So our focus right now is still evening. Yeah.
Now, is that a change? Because I remember as a reporter with the Independent in years gone by, I've covered events at the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen, or maybe I'm confusing it, and there were social workers and medical staff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the mobile health unit from the city was there to do HIV/AIDS testing in connection with one of the meals. But had lunches been served in recent years?
So the two sort of longest standing soup kitchens meal programs here in New Haven are Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen. We've always been sort of responsible for the evening meals.
The evening, right?
And Community Soup Kitchen, another fabulous organization which I encourage you to support if you're going to support multiple organizations through the Great Give. And they've long been in charge of lunch throughout the week. A few years ago, it's about 5 years ago now, a third soup kitchen was started through Liberty Community Services called Sunrise Cafe, and they do breakfast. So between the three of us, and then some smaller programs as well, but between the three of us, we cover the bulk of the food here in New Haven for prepared meals. You know, sometimes if you ask someone who's been around for a while and been accessing these food assistance programs for some time, they'll tell you that there's no reason to go hungry in New Haven.
Yes, I think that's very true. So tell me where is the kitchen deployed? Where does the kitchen cook and serve?
So as the name suggests, we are right in downtown.
Yeah.
We're located just off the green, right behind the public library in the parish house of Center Church. So if you know the three churches on the green, the Center Church is aptly named because it is in the middle, and their
Right.
parish house is right on Temple Street.
And so when people come in, are there? I'm assuming that you have volunteers, but my guess is there is probably always a need for more volunteers to be in your list if possible.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are, in the truest sense of the word, a grassroots organization. We have a very small staff. There's only four of us,
Mm.
but we work with about 2,000 volunteers over the course of the year.
Wow.
Some of them come once and we never see them again, but some of them are actually there every week. Some of them are multiple times per week. We have some extremely dedicated and passionate volunteers for what we do. We have volunteers who have been coming every week for better part of 20 years. So we're very fortunate to have some dedicated volunteers, and I actually wouldn't say that we're hurting for volunteers. We're always looking to bring in additional people. We love having new people come in. We consider that part of our outreach and part of our mission to help educate the community about the need. So and we use volunteerism as a means to do that. But we're very fortunate in that we get a lot of volunteers, and I think it's because volunteers tend to have a really good experience when they come. They do see it as a way of learning more about the issues and becoming a little bit more connected. So volunteering with us is very easy. You can go onto our website. It's downtowneveningsoupkitchen.com, or you can just Google us. You can click on volunteer, and you can actually sign up right online. It's very easy to become what we say is part of the solution.
Right, or you could go to thegreatgive.org and click down to Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen and support the organization here on this important first afternoon of the Great Give. So when does the organization have social workers and so forth on staff, and are those connections made on a kind of regular basis, or is information taken down by volunteers and then there's a referral? How does that work?
So we're very fortunate in New Haven. We are a service-rich city. We have a lot of organizations offering social workers, case managers, outreach staff, and I mentioned some earlier: Liberty Community Services,
Right.
Columbus House, Project Access. And so what we do is we partner with these organizations, and we work very hard to create schedules so that we can actually have them in our space. So rather than duplicating some of the efforts, we try to work very closely and have them in our space. So for example, we have right now Columbus House with us. I think literally three nights a week. We have Project Access. They come to our pantry once a week, and that's through a federal grant that CARE, the Community Alliance for Research and Engagement, was able to pass.
Yeah, that does make so much sense. To the food is the draw, the love, and then the other kinds of helpfulness and learning comes in the aftermath of that. Yeah.
And I don't like to I wouldn't say that food is just sort of something we use to get people in the door. It's not bait. We really we really do believe in health and nutrition.
Right.
And we made a big change a number of years ago, switching to food that really is much healthier: whole grains, fresh produce, desserts that are delicious but not quite so high in sugar. We have a wonderful program going on that we just started called SWAP, Supporting Wellness at Pantries, where we try to limit what we're giving out in terms of high sodium, high fat, high sugar content, but also try to give our pantry clients the tools they need in order to make healthier decisions for themselves. So this is a program that was developed up at the Red Center at UConn.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So the food is prepared in the kitchen right there. These are freshly prepared meals, correct?
Yeah, the bulk of it. We do get a little bit of prepared food through Yale Hospitality. This is primarily the dining halls and catering services. So we have a great partnership with them. So we get a little bit of food through them, but the bulk of our food is really prepared on site.
Right.
A lot of our food is donated as whole foods, fresh produce, and canned goods, dry goods. And then we staff a full-time kitchen manager whose job it is to prepare the meals and the menus, and then work with the volunteers to create those dishes.
So I don't have to tell you that over the years there have been serious and I think increasingly effective campaigns to help end homelessness
Hmm.
for different groups of people here in New Haven. So what are you seeing from the window of the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen that you can support on thegreatgive.org? What are you seeing? Are you seeing changes in the population and then so the two-part question that how do you see that from the vantage point of your group so what is your great need if not for volunteers um, support for what aspect or what would you like to uh, be on your wish list to be
Yeah.
fulfilled?
So, big questions. Yeah. So, I mean, as far as what we're seeing in terms of the what's going on in homelessness, we're seeing a lot of the same themes that we've seen for years. We're seeing a lot of substance abuse. We're seeing a lot of mental health disorders.
Mm.
We're seeing chronic homelessness, but we're also seeing an influx into the system. We're seeing a lot of new people. We're still seeing a lot of youth homelessness.
Mm.
We're seeing less family homelessness. That's been actually the one great success over the last 5 to 10 years.
There's been a big recent push to find housing for families,
Yes,
right?
and the systems have gotten so much better in the last 10 years. Well, less than that, really, with the coordinated access.
The coordination, that
Yeah.
keyword, yeah. Please.
Yeah, so the coordinated access network is basically it is that it's a network of agencies that are working to address homelessness, and this includes shelters and housing agencies and other social services. And Desk has started becoming a little bit involved in that as well, so that we can be sort of on the front door because so many of the people who are needing to get into shelter and get on the path to permanent housing are coming to us every night. So for many of these people who are living on the street, literally homeless, and let's say they don't have a phone, but then suddenly their voucher comes through for housing. How does the case manager, how does the outreach worker find them? Many times they find them just by coming down to the soup kitchen because they know that's where they'll be.
You're the address.
We're the address, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's
Yeah.
So the second part of the
So, yeah.
question, yeah. So
So-
what is it that you wish you could do if you suddenly got wonderful support within the next 3 minutes at the greatgive.org and the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen?
So we're always looking to expand. We're always looking to do more because we do believe that the hours that we're open in the evening are critical for people having a safe place to go, for getting getting food, getting warmth, getting a connection with their case manager. We'd love to be open more hours. We'd love to be open more days. We'd love to have space for example, our partners at Hill Health to actually be doing clinical work in our space because again, the space we're in is really being used as a forum for people in need to connect with the services that are out there.
With a whole array of services, yeah.
Yeah. So we're always looking for ways to expand that, and whether that comes with hours or whether that comes with additional locations. The other piece that we're trying to work toward is getting out of downtown a lot because downtown traditionally is the place where it serves as a bit of an epicenter, the green, for homelessness and for people in need. But more and more, we're seeing that the need is farther afield. So, wouldn't it be great if we could be doing what we do, doing meals in Fairhaven or in some of the more far-flung parts of the city, like around West Rock, that are really in need of services. And if we could be there to provide additional services, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I live in Fairhaven, and I'm just, as you were speaking, I was saying to myself, where's the version of the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen in Fairhaven, where God knows there's lots of need, and I can't quite locate it.
Precisely.
I know there are a lot of social service agencies there, but I don't think there's one that has a food focus. Anyway. I'm here with Steve Werlen, who with the executive director of the wonderful Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen on thegreatgive.org. That's where you go to support the organization. You look down the list to downtown, and Mr. Werlen is going to fulfill his responsibility now to have to perform some artistic work.
In the loosest sense of the term, I think actually, but it's not fair having me go after arts and ideas. So,
well, I'm sure it'll be wonderful, and you because I'm looking across the desk, and it's a short work. And after it, I'm going to ask you one more question, and then we'll conclude. So,
That'd be great.
may I introduce Steve Werlin on behalf of Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen? Hit it, Steve.
Well, actually, I'll preface this really quickly. I know we're running out of time, but I'll preface this by saying I went back and forth as to whether or not to do a silly one or a serious one. I think last year, the year before, I did a very serious one, and this year I went with a sillier one. But it does have more serious undertones, and it is called "Hug O War" by Shel Silverstein. I will not play at Tug O War. I'd rather play at Hug O War, where everyone hugs instead of tugs, where everyone giggles and rolls on the rug, where everyone kisses and everyone grins, and everyone cuddles and everyone wins.
Well, that makes my afternoon here on thegreatgive.org. Steve, thank you so much for joining us on The Great Give on behalf of the Downtown Evening Soup Kitchen. Go to thegreatgive.org, go down the list, and congratulations on keeping a really vital organization in New Haven going year after year.
No, thank you.
Okay.